Hello everyone, I'm John Mathias. Today we're bringing you along as the editors of Motor Trend decide which 2003 SUV wins the industry's biggest award. Plus, we'll compare three affordable yet offbeat performance cars. Stay where you are. It's all next. By the end of the 1990s, the fastest growing segment of the automotive market no longer fit Motor Trend's awards for Car or Truck of the Year. So in 1999, the Sport Utility of the Year competition was born. For 2003, 14 SUVs were eligible for this honor. Let's meet them now. SUVs are many things to many people, and these 2003 Sport Utility of the Year contestants reflect those diverse lifestyles. They've hit the market in a vast array of shapes, sizes, drivetrains, and performance capabilities.
More than any other market segment, the sport utility area right now is packed with variety, experimentation, lots of different directions of development going on. And you can see that in this field of 14 contestants. We had a number of vehicles that were clearly trucks, sort of traditional SUVs in the way we think of them. But we also had a number of vehicles coming at the SUV duties from entirely different directions, which makes the market fascinating, makes the products more interesting. But it does make our job a little complicated because the standards we apply are, frankly, a little less clearly established.
While some are truck-based, some car-based, all offer different amounts of on-road handling and off-road capability. But the one thing they do have in common is meeting our minimum criteria of being on sale by January 1st and totally new or significantly updated. So with that in mind, here are this year's players. Toyota and Lexus bring us the platform-sharing dynamic duo of the fourth-generation 4Runner and the all-new GX470, both powered by a torquey 4.7-liter, 235-horsepower V8. GM's Hummer H2 has tough military styling and a Vortec 6000 under the hood, while Ford's Expedition will carry 8 and tow 8,900 pounds. Honda presents the boxy, fun-to-drive Element, and the car-like Acura MDX-inspired Pilot. Kia's Sorento offers V6 power at 4-cylinder prices, and the Ascender is Isuzu's first V8-powered vehicle. Lincoln offers up the nearly 3-ton Navigator and the all-new Aviator, both with about 300 horsepower and available Advance-Track torque-on-demand differential control. Mitsubishi's first car-based SUV, the Outlander, offers Sportronic clutchless shifting for around $20,000. And making its first entrance onto the SUV stage, Volvo presents the XC90. Finally, Subaru's two competitors are the car-based second-generation Forester and the all-new pickup-like Baja. So, 14 rather different SUVs, and all of them subjected to a barrage of tests. And even though they may not be sports cars, it doesn't mean we don't hit the gas, slam on the brakes, and carve through the cones at the track.
We think it's important to do instrumented testing on every vehicle we evaluate, really, including the sport utilities. You may not think of them in performance terms necessarily, but we still feel it's important to have that benchmark, have that comparison, know what the performance numbers are for acceleration, braking, and handling, so we know how the vehicles stack up against one another and in that universe of vehicles that we test.
With our baseline data established, we hit the road for some real-world driving impressions. Several of the vehicles exhibited big improvements in handling compared to SUVs from just a few years ago.
A lot of the contenders this year demonstrate to me that there's been a lot of homework done. Smoother, quieter, great on-road dynamics. That's one of the things that sport utility vehicles haven't done too well in the past, is driving on road. And some of these vehicles actually show an enormous amount of poise, driven even at pretty high speeds.
Performance and handling aside, how well an SUV works on the inside is equally important. So we scrutinize the interior and cargo area ergonomics, features, fit, finish, and materials. Some interesting discoveries included the Element's pillarless doors, the Baja's cargo pass-through, the Volvo's sliding second-row child seat, and the Forester's numerous storage compartments, plus every variety of folding seat imaginable. Given that there are so many aspects of each vehicle to consider, including safety, engineering, technology, and performance, how do we pick a winner?
We're looking to reward basically three main things. One is significance. Does a vehicle reinvent or redefine the market somehow? In-market or in-segment competitiveness. How does a vehicle stack up against other vehicles of its kind? And thirdly, value. How does the vehicle deliver in return for what we have to put in to get it?
After a number of fuel stops and pages of driving notes, we headed to four-wheeling territory to see just how far off-road these Challengers would go. That's just ahead on Motor Trend Television.
While many buyers of SUVs rarely, if ever, drive their vehicles off paved roads, Motor Trend's Sport Utility of the Year has to demonstrate off-road ability. All of our contenders featured four-wheel or all-wheel drive systems, so we evaluated each in the dirt to find out how high or low their off-road limitations might be.
Well, a sport utility vehicle is a special kind of vehicle in that they have a promise of adventure at pavement's end. We have an extra battery of tests that we measure these vehicles against. We'll test the ground clearance of the vehicle. We'll see if it'll clear rocks or severe dips and gullies in the road. We'll also try hill climb to simulate how easily an off-road vehicle can climb a steep incline off-road and maintain traction. We'll drive the cars through deep sand and see if the four-wheel drive system can respond to that situation by directing torque to the wheels with the best traction. Also, we'll drive vehicles through water crossings and see how that affects the handling and the ability of the tires to grip under those conditions.
Among this broad group, finding a front runner proved to be a challenge.
It's been an especially difficult year. There's a lot of good new SUVs here. Standouts aren't quite so obvious as they have been in previous years.
We all had some favorites, and I think we all had some surprises. To me, both of the Toyotas, the 4Runner as well as the Lexus GX470, were really superb executions of that traditional SUV concept.
The Hummer, it is positively awesome. I mean, it goes absolutely anywhere. It's a mountain goat.
The new Honda Element has a very adventurous design, a very lively drivetrain and suspension, and we found it to be a lot of fun.
As the last long day of testing was nearing its end,
What fun!
Good time, good time.
the most important part of the competition was still to come.
I think everybody probably has in their mind what their personal top 2, 3, or 4 probably is. And we'll first go through and see what culls we can make and get down to those that actually need the heavy discussion on the way to a consensus. And I think we'll get there. It is getting dark, but we don't leave here till we have a decision. So settle in, boys.
Motor Trend's 2003 Sport Utility of the Year award winner is coming up. The 2003 Sport Utility of the Year is coming up next. Don't go away. No single SUV dominated all areas of our Sport Utility of the Year review, but one vehicle demonstrated the highest achievements in significance, superiority, and value.
Choosing a winner usually doesn't happen easily, and it certainly didn't this time. We had to spend a good bit of time after driving and evaluating the vehicles. We had to sit down and hash through it and work our way down to a consensus where we could all agree, here's the vehicle that deserves to be named Sport Utility of the Year.
If there was a motto associated with this year's winner, it might be, all good things come to those who wait. Volvo took their time, but the XC90 was well worth waiting for, and we're proud to name it Motor Trend's 2003 Sport Utility of the Year.
the Volvo really represents the current state of the art. It's refined, smooth, it's pleasant to drive, beautifully equipped, very cleverly engineered inside. The seat folding alone is just a marvel. And in the end, we felt that was the most intelligent, the most progressive, and really the most impressive development in a sport utility for 2003.
Innovative engineering in the XC90 begins right at engine level.
This is one of the world's only applications of an inline-six engine mounted transversely or sideways inside an engine bay. In order to make this fit in this engine compartment, Volvo had to design what is now the world's shortest automatic transmission.
Yep, they've done it right. Well engineered.
The gutsy twin-turbo 6 with variable valve timing is mated to a smooth 4-speed automatic. It generates 268 horsepower and a V8-like 280 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 takes just 8.9 seconds, and tackling the slalom at over 60 miles per hour put this Volvo on the front row of best-handling new SUVs. The unibody chassis delivers the precise feel of a fine on-road machine, yet one with four-wheeling capability. And although not intended for extreme off-roading, the XC's four-wheel drive system is impressive.
This is a wonderfully sophisticated and complex piece that has a way of searching for grip wherever it might be. And as long as there is even one wheel that is able to find some traction, the Volvo will keep on going. And that's a wonderful piece of technology.
With the XC90, Volvo, renowned for their safety-conscious vehicles, addresses an age-old SUV worry.
Roll has been a serious concern with SUV buyers over the years, and Volvo was one of the first manufacturers to address that head-on with the new Roll Stability Control System. And what this system does is sense that the vehicle is leaning too far over, and at that point it will apply individual brakes as needed to regain control and also cut engine power. It's a brilliant system.
This is in addition to the usual array of airbags, plus side head curtain airbags for all 3 rows, a high-strength boron steel crush-resistant roof, ABS, and an emergency brake assist system.
One of the strengths of the XC90 really is the interior flexibility. There are just a lot of clever arrangements, clever features. They seem to get a big interior inside a fairly compact car on the outside. It's almost like magic. And obviously the engineers have done an awfully good job of figuring out what they were after. It's a very, very livable package inside.
With the mechanical polish, premium exterior style, and attention to interior detail associated with a luxury vehicle, the XC90 sets the bar at a new high in its market segment.
Well, picking this year's winner wasn't easy, with 14 outstanding examples of the breed. The Volvo XC90 is a vehicle that just offers an outstanding blend of truck toughness, safety engineering, and sedan smoothness, synthesized in a wonderful package that, frankly, from a manufacturer who has never produced a sport utility vehicle before, it's quite a feat.
The new Volvo XC90, a winning combination of sporty fun, high style, flexible space, and passive safety. Motor Trend's 2003 Sport Utility of the Year.
Congratulations once again to everyone at Volvo for the innovative XC90, Motor Trend's 2003 Sport Utility of the Year. For the complete story, get the new issue of Motor Trend magazine on newsstands now. I'm John Mathias, and for all the editors at Motor Trend, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Motor Trend Television.